Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Fins from Fat Fridays, and in this episode we are going to be introducing you guys to Brian, our greater hairy armadillo. So guys, this is Brian. Brian is our greater hairy armadillo, and these guys, their range just comes from around South America, but the southern parts of South America. So Brian, their range kind of stretch from Argentina to Paraguay, and to Chile, all those kind of places like that. So the real kind of south areas of South America. But being a greater hairy armadillo, Brian loves to obviously dig burrows under the ground. So he's got lots of adaptations to help him to live under the ground and burrow deep in the soil. So he's got these real big thick claws on the front of his feet, and that'll help him to dig really, really quickly underground. Keys in the name, he's a greater hairy armadillo, so he's got all those hairs all over his shell. And these hairs basically act like whiskers on like a cat. So he can basically check he's going to fit down a burrow that he's made or a different burrow. He doesn't want to get caved in or have any problems manoeuvring himself around there. And the way he'll find his food, he uses his really, really strong sense of smell. Being a subterranean land mammal, he has not got great eyesight at all. So he'll use that sense of smell to go looking for all the kind of worms and insects that he'll be foraging for, as well as a bunch of other stuff too. Armadillos are known for being a lot of insect eaters, insectivores, but they are also opportunistic omnivores as well. So he will also go after invertebrates, vertebrates, so small mammals, insects, stuff like that. But they'll also go after carrion, so dead animals that have been in the sun a bit too long, and also fruit and veg as well, so like things like roots and stuff like that. So these guys have a specialized breathing system that allows them to actually breathe the oxygen particles out of the soil without inhaling any soil particles. So these guys, even if they are caved in, they can dig their way out pretty easily. So a really, really good survival technique. These guys are fully designed for living underground. But Brian, he's definitely a character. We've had to step in with Brian, unfortunately, in the early days of his life. Unfortunately, his mum just didn't look after Brian very well at the beginning stages, so we had to hand rear Brian. Keepers were up every 2 hours feeding him, especially special milk formula that had to be a certain temperature. So he's definitely a loved member of the family here at the zoo. And you guys, I can see Brian also participating in our Wild Wonders shows, where he demonstrates perfectly how he goes into all of his tunneling systems. Unfortunately, out in South America, these guys are hunted for a lot of different reasons. The illegal wildlife trade, and these guys are also hunted for meat, for sport as well. People hunt these guys for sport, but the main one is for making into stuff. So unfortunately, when you go on holiday, a lot of places, one of our keepers at the zoo went to Mexico and saw that they were selling armadillo shells as guitars and as bowls and as souvenirs for on holiday. So that is the direct, obviously, effect on these guys in the wild. These guys are very important for their ecosystems that they come from. Obviously, taking them out of the wild does directly impact the environment as well as just their species numbers. So just when you go on holiday, guys, if you see anything like that, just don't support it. You can even see it sometimes in the UK in antique shops and stuff like that. So also, just do not support anything like that, which should then directly impact these guys out in the wild. That has been this episode of Fins Fun Fat Fridays. I will leave you with another cool fact about armadillos. Out of all the species of armadillos on the planet, all 21 of them, only one species can fold into a ball, and that is not Brian. Brian can only do a bit of a half tuck. The actual species that can is the southern three-banded armadillo, and they can proper link their tail and head together to make a full-on circle of armor, which is really, really cool. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll be joining you next Friday with another new species. Have a guess in the comments what you think it might be next week. But that's from me and Brian. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next episode.